Janus Metz All the Old Knives observes two former lovers who reunite after being separated for 8 years and who, over the course of a long afternoon and evening in a fancy restaurant, reminisce about the time they spent together in Vienna. Lest you think the resulting film is going to be some kind of hybrid of My Dinner with Andre and Before Sunrise, it should be noted that the period of time under discussion occurred when both were working for the CIA, and to raise the distinct probability one of them may have been a mole who's AC. It's an intriguing idea for a film, I suppose, but it proves to be pretty much all set up with precious little follow-through. Not even the good performances from the two leads can make the whole thing work. 8 years ago, a plane was hijacked in Vienna and the members of the CIA stationed there, including agents Henry Pelham, Pryce and Celia Harrison, Thandiwe Newton, and superiors Vick Wallinger, Laurence Fishburne, and Bill Compton, Jonathan Pryce, pursued any and all possible leads to try to fly. This failed and all 120 people on board, terrorists and hostages alike, were killed. Now, new information has come to light suggesting there was a mole in the office who may have secretly provided information to the terrorists. Henry is charged with interviewing the surviving members of the group. One mysteriously committed suicide a couple of months after the incident, to see if he can ferret out which one is guilty. Which leads to the reunion in a fancy restaurant in Carmel-by-the-Sea between the former lovers. They have not seen each other since Celia took off in the wake of the tragedy, and after the requisite catching up banter and perhaps a hint of low-grade flirting, their discussion turns to 8 years earlier. The film then uses parallel timelines, cutting between the current conversation between Henry and Celia and extended flashbacks showing what they were doing during the crisis. It soon becomes clear at least one of them knows more about what happened than they are letting on, and that the sumptuous feast they have been consuming will most likely prove to be the last meal for at least one of them. As espionage narratives go, All the Old Knives, which is based on the novel by Olen Steinhauer, who also wrote the screenplay, is closer to the more cerebral and realistic creations of John le Carré than the comic book fantasies of James Bond, underscored perhaps a bit too bluntly at one point.